expand that now that we know Rajan is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks? And in addition to yourself, what guys that you see in the backcourt, guys that haven't gotten to play as much, that you think are going to be even more important, especially until Rondo gets back?
Yeah, so obviously with Avery gone, we were probably leaning more towards me and KCP trying to pick up some defensive duties as far as guarding the lead ball handler, start games, and we're still figuring that out and working that out. And now with Rondo gone, we're gonna have to do some more supplemental ball handling just because he ran point guard a lot for that second unit. So I'm expecting to do a little bit of that. Not sure if I'll do it 100% for just lack of time and not knowing how we're going to approach it and how we're going to satisfy the need. So obviously we got me, we got Quinn, we got other guys that can fill in and handle the ball and run the show. So whoever's going to be called upon is going to be ready to go. That's kind of been the theme for this team this whole year is whenever we've had guys down, whoever's been back up stepped in their spot and filled the role very well. So I think that's going to continue to be the theme. We're going to try and work in the new guys and see how they are, and then obviously the guys that have been here all year, we're going to try and do our part and step into his shoes.
Tanya?
Yeah. Hey, Alex. You know, J.R. Smith the other day, I think the day after your first practice, he posted that it was one of the best days he's had in a long time. I know you spent a little time with him while you guys have been out here. Can you get a sense of how much it means to him to be back playing basketball and back on a team and kind of the joy he's feeling right now?
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. He seems very joyful. You know, we've had a good couple first days of practice. Everything I've heard from former teammates, former coaches is positive. Is that he's a great teammate. Goofy dude that just likes to be one of the guys, and I got to hang out with him a little bit off the court. We went and played golf, me, him, and Mike Penberthy the other day. So it was good to just kind of connect, and he's a really good golfer too. So it was a lot of fun to see him in action. But yeah, he's being a great teammate through the first week of being a teammate or however long it's been, and he's just bringing a lot of energy and a lot of joy to the game.
Hey, Alex, it's Kyle. I was wondering, I saw yesterday that you said you're going to have Black Lives Matter on the back of your jersey. I was wondering if you could maybe expand on what led to that decision and how, if at all, your relationships with your teammates influenced that decision.
Yeah, you know, they gave us the list of phrases, names, sayings to put on the back of the jersey. So I took some time and kind of looked at them and went through the ones that I thought would be important to me and ones that would be impactful for me to wear. And I thought about the people that look up to me, the people that watch me play, and the people that tell me on Instagram and Twitter and when I see them in random spots in LA and back home that they look up to me and that I'm an inspiration for them of how I've gotten to where I am and how hard I play and the way I play. So a lot of those things just went into it, and then Black Lives Matter seemed to be the thing that I just struck a chord with me that I thought would be the most impactful. I think it's something that especially in the current times, but just overall, I think it's something that I wish I would have done earlier, spoken about earlier. Obviously, we all get caught up in our own world and our own lives, and we forget of the everyday person and what's going on out in the world. So I think this quarantine period has been a good amount of time for me to kind of reflect and do some thinking and just kind of get down to the bottom of who I am as a person and what I'm trying to be about. And I think this is a good way of showing it.
Hey, Alex, it's Dan Wyke with Daily Times. On a much lighter note, I suppose, the quarantine bubble experience for so many players has been about sharing what they're doing on social media, whether it's Instagram. There's that in the bubble Twitter account. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Are you been keeping up with guys at different hotels on different teams this way? Has there been anything that's like jumped out to you? Maybe it's this lake that's full of all the fish in the world, apparently the easiest lake in the world to fish, or any of these other things that you're seeing on social.
It is Disney, so they're trying to get you to come back regardless if it's the park or a pond. So it's going to be stocked full. But the bubble's been fine for me. You know, I once we got here and we got out of the initial quarantine, It's been pretty chill. I put it in a couple of terms that it's almost like a professional summer camp. Obviously, there's a lot more going on with health regulations and cultural events, but essentially we're playing basketball, we're hanging out with our teammates, and then we're just kind of enjoying ourselves in any way we can. So whether it's golf, whether it's fishing, whether it's riding a bike, or just going and sit by the pool, it's been pretty easy for me to adjust. I don't want to speak for everybody as a whole, but it's been pretty simple.
Hey Alex, it's Dave from ESPN. You guys, your second to last game before the hiatus was against the Clippers. Big win for your group. You guys were looking as good as you had all season. In 2 weeks, you're going to play the Clippers again. Do you have any sense of how you're going to look in that game versus how you looked when the season stopped? And what do you want to see in these 2 weeks to let you know that you're where you want to be?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick right back up from that weekend of great basketball that we played, but obviously we're gonna do our best to try and get there. These next 2 weeks are gonna be big for us just to kind of build in the new guys that we have and get the chemistry down that we've done such a great job of building from day one this season. So that's probably the biggest thing for me is just getting on the same page with my teammates and making sure that we're all in the same mindset and have the same not agenda, but same focus, going in. I don't think we can expect us to be at that exact level that we dropped off at a couple months ago, especially coming back first game. It's going to be different than what people were seeing back in April. But I'm confident that we're going to pick it up and we're going to be back at the championship level as soon as we can.
Let's get the last 2 questions, please, everyone.
Hey, Alex, Melissa Rowland here. I know it's early into bubble life, but do you feel like you're already, in a sense, getting to know your teammates in a different way than you had before, or more intimately than you had before, in a sense?
Maybe if I was on a different team, I'd say yes. But this team has done such a great job all year. Whether it was a voluntary little mini camp we had before training camp to hanging out together outside of basketball-related stuff, outside of road trips, we've always just enjoyed each other's company. So the chemistry we've built has been really, really good. So to be honest, this is just it's just adding more layers to it. It's just kind of deepening the connections that were already deep to begin with.
And let's toss it to Joe for last question.
Hi, Alex. Joe Varden calling. You said, I wanted to follow up on something you said. You said that once you got out of the initial quarantine, things have been pretty good, or pretty chill was the word. Can you imagine having to go into a 10-day quarantine, which is what would happen if you were to break a rule or whatever? And I'm just wondering if that thing right there, just the possibility of that happening to you, if that's like a deterrent, maybe not for you per se, but just for any player to actually follow all the rules while you're here.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're at the point to where we're adults and we don't need consequences to kind of, motivate our actions. We're all here for a reason. If you didn't want to come, you didn't have to come. They put rules in place to keep everybody safe and to make sure that we can all continue to do what we want to do and play basketball. So the 10 days is obviously an intimidating number. That might be the motivation behind it is to put a little bit of fear into you for following the rules. But my hope is that we're all professionals for a reason and we can continue to hold ourselves to that level and that standard.